it just pounded us, and it was relentless. It didn't let up.
Parts of the Northeast were pounded by thunderstorms, dropping heavy amounts of rain. And take a look at the result. Yeah, lots of flooded roadways here. And guess what? It is not over. We'll pinpoint the areas that could see several more inches of rain today and find out what else is in store as we head through this week.
And we're also tracking 2 tropical systems in the eastern Pacific. We have Hurricane Andres. It's weakening, but Tropical Storm Blanca is strengthening. It could become a Category 4 hurricane by Friday morning. So where is this massive storm headed as it churns the open waters? We go in depth with analysis you won't find anywhere else. And it's all this hour on Weather Center Live. Thank you for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. Well, after talking about Texas for all last week, now almost all of last month, now the dangerous flood threat is moving on into the Northeast.
Yes, all the way to Maryland and the District of Columbia. Both areas got hit hard yesterday. In Ocean City, Maryland, now people had to break out the paddleboard. Boards, that is. Check out this video on the left side of your screen. So much rain turned the roads into rivers. On the right side of the screen, look at the damage from the strong winds in our nation's capital. Severe storms sent this tree crashing onto a D.C. Metro bus. Now let's check on current conditions in D.C. You can see those low clouds still looming and lurking over the city, and we'll continue to watch because more storms are expected. As much as 4 inches of rain fell in the D.C. area yesterday, and the Nationals game against the Toronto Blue Jays had to be rescheduled for tonight, in fact. So will the teams be able to take to the field? Let's go to Paul with all the answers.
Yeah, the answer is no, not according to our forecast. I love that shot, though. Go back to that tower cam from D.C. I think this tower cam is actually from the Washington Monument here, which I know was closed for maybe a day or so because of some power issues. In fact, I guess it happened over the weekend where they actually had to escort someone down the stairs because the elevators wouldn't work. So, yeah, great view. But look at the skies here. Clouds are lowering. It is damp. It is gray here in D.C. It's going to be this way for the rest of the afternoon and the evening as well. Go back to our forecast. Yeah, showers, clouds around. You got to remember it is what, 2 o'clock? And it looks kind of dark out there. It's not going to get a whole lot brighter. Scattered showers will continue as we head towards this evening. And we're not expecting any lightning, so perhaps they could get it in if the rain is light enough. The heavier rain makes the field pretty much unplayable in those conditions. But, hey, we need the rain. Much of the Northeast and the New England area in a moderate drought here. And over the next couple of days, we'll see even more rain. This does not take into account what has already fallen Sunday and yesterday as well, even this morning. But as we head through the rest of the day into tomorrow, we can see some areas get perhaps a ½ inch to maybe 1 to 2 inches of well-needed rain. Thinking, hey, we had all this snow. But, yeah, snow doesn't melt down to as much water as you'll get just from rain. We'll get the perfect setup for the rain because a stationary front, cooler air north of this boundary, still muggy and sultry south of it. The moisture runs over that, and the cold air can't hold as much moisture, so you get the clouds and you get the rain showers, and we'll see that as we head throughout the day. Some heavier rain as we head, say, south of D.C. Even some thunderstorms not out of the question there. Even tomorrow, still some scattered rain showers persist, and a few more thunderstorms might creep in towards the afternoon hours, even as we head on towards Thursday. Well, speaking of the Mid-Atlantic in our nation's capital, there were some pretty horrifying moments for passengers on board a city bus when a tree toppled onto it during yesterday's thunderstorms. WRC's Jackie Benson has a look at the damage.
This was the last stop of the day for the 16Y Metro bus. Thankfully, no one on board was injured. The enormous tree had graced the park in McPherson Square for many years until it toppled during this evening's storm. A witness describes how the wind and rain seemed to come out of nowhere.
Well, we were across the street and was a lot of wind, and we just had this big bang, strong, loud noise. We ran to the windows and we saw things flying around. Then we realized that the tree had come down.
Dan Stessel is chief spokesperson for Metro.
There were a number of passengers who were on this bus at the time that it happened. All the passengers were exited through the rear door and accommodated on another bus. As to the bus itself, it's going to be here for a while, most likely. We are waiting on DPW crews to get here with, at a minimum, chainsaws, probably other heavy equipment, to remove this tree without doing further damage to the bus.
Driving rain left a group of commuters huddled under the awning at a Metro station on Capitol Hill. Nearby, water draining into the street gutters looked like a rushing creek.
Well, check this out. Lightning dancing across the skies here over Texas. This is from the Houston area as a lot of thunderstorms moved on through. And we could see more dangerous lightning today in portions of the plains. For more on the severe weather potential, let's bring it back to Viv.
All right, let's show you the areas that we're watching because it's not the southern plains this time. It's the northern plains over the high region here. We have those high clouds that are moving off to the east, but it's just making room for the atmosphere. It's destabilizing. And we're talking about much of the Dakotas down into the west central parts of Nebraska with the threat of storms today. And unfortunately today we're looking at a fairly moderate risk of tornadoes. So some of those thunderstorms could spawn some rotation in the eastern parts of North Dakota, at least a 30% chance of tornadic activity, much of the same over the eastern parts of South Dakota and even down into Nebraska. Today we're looking at the chance of tornadic activity. So you know we will be here hour by hour monitoring the radar for you. So if you live over the western high plains, be prepared and keep an eye to the sky. A lot of this energy is coming out of the Pacific Northwest as it moves into the high plains today. Tomorrow, this whole area will be shunted a little bit to the south now to include a good part of Nebraska into Iowa. And this area is still vulnerable on Thursday for the strong and severe storms. So as we look at Thursday's forecast, look at this from Omaha back to Cheyenne, Denver, you two are still included in the threat of the severe storms on Thursday afternoon. So here we go. Today we'll be focusing our attention the eastern parts of North Dakota around the Fargo area with tornadic activity. Cheyenne, Wyoming, a 40% chance tomorrow. And then on Thursday, still looking at you, Denver, for the chance of tornadic activity. Back to you, Paul.
Well, as we go to break, check out this pretty cool time lapse of a supercell thunderstorm in South Dakota last night. Happened in Rapid City and nearby Box Elder, by the way. 60-mile-per-hour winds were reported, even golf ball size hail in Black Hawk. Rapid City is bracing for more severe storms today. You have a Torcon of 3. More details after your local on the 8th.
This program brought to you by Energizer Eco Advanced, the world's first AA battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
The beast was as long as the boat. For 7 hours we did battle until I said, "You will not beat me!"
Greg, what should I do with your fish? Gary, just put it in the cooler.
If you're a fisherman, you tell tales. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Put the fish in the cooler!
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Heartburn.
Someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's like taking a stroll through the woods. 65 million years ago.
We have an asset out of containment.
We're safe in here, right?
PG-13.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The flood threat on the East Coast, where it could lead to more trouble, plus record June chill coming to an end. It's all on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Let's do this. Let's build a dining room with no walls. Let's put it all together, then let's get together. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and no artificial smiles. Because clean dressings taste better.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now, I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
Just feels like fall. It just feels crazy. It's just unbelievable.
Hey, embrace that cold air because summer is right around the corner here in Newark. Temperature is definitely feeling far more like fall than June, the first day of June. That was yesterday. Some areas, in fact, did not make it out of the 50s. Forcing you to break out the jackets, the hats, the scarves, yeah, even the Snuggie, you know, cranking off the AC, turning on the heat in some locations as well. And this has been record-setting cold as well. Take a look at this. These are the record cold highs, meaning the high temperature for the day has never been this cold before. In fact, we broke some records here. Providence, Rhode Island, a new record cold high yesterday at 53, 49 in Boston, 49 Boston, not even 50. We'll get to about 52 today. Even Hartford, 53 yesterday. And Boston, our average should be 72. So we were, what, 23 degrees below average for a high yesterday. Just frigid today in the low 50s, tomorrow upper 50s, 60s by Thursday. But still, that's running 10 degrees below average. It's all thanks to this little trough coming on through here, also pushing off a stationary front, and it's allowing that colder air to come in. Northeasterly winds, always a cold wind. Also, wind this time of the year off of the ocean, colder for much of New England as well. But D.C. southward, it's going to be sultry and kind of muggy because you're not quite through that cold air as well. So temperatures still well below average as we head across the Northeast New England today. Tomorrow we'll see far more upper 60s and a few 70s trying to peak in there. 77 in Buffalo, but these numbers are still below average. Even on Thursday, we're still below average here in Boston. New York is at 62 for Thursday afternoon. D.C. back to the low 70s, and we still have a chance of scattered showers as well, keeping us on the cool side. Viv?
All right, from a chilly northeast to a rainy and stormy southeast. Well, you're looking live right now in Atlanta. We don't have the storms at this hour, but we're expecting them to develop later on this evening. Again, the atmosphere just pretty much priming itself. Temperatures right now in the low 80s, dew points in the low 60s for the most part, giving us a relative humidity of about 53%. So the atmosphere holding about half the maximum amount of moisture it can hold. So we'll continue to monitor the conditions. In fact, here's a look at the forecast. By later than this evening, we think those storms will start to fire. Maybe some dangerous lightning strikes associated with them as well. So we will definitely keep you updated. But the overall pattern is the same as pretty much it was yesterday. We still have that stationary front. It hasn't moved much. That's why it's stationary in all areas. Basically south of it, we have very warm, moist air. And when it's warmer and a lot of moisture in it, then that means it's more buoyant and can lift easily. And that's what initiates the storms. So tomorrow we'll still be watching parts of Georgia into the Carolinas. That will be the case on Thursday. And of course, we can't rule out the scattered thunderstorms that will be developing across Florida as well, right on through the end of the week. Perhaps by Saturday, by Friday that is, we'll clear out over northern Georgia. So we'll keep you updated on that, maybe stabilizing a little bit. But until then, some of the rain gauges may be 2 to 3 inches. So if you have a local rain gauge, put it outside your home and let us know how much rain you get. Here's a look at Jacksonville, your forecast. Again, right on through the end of the week and the first weekend of June, we're talking about some thunder showers. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. So even in northeast Florida, still a little unstable. Paul?
Hey, before we head to break, you got to check this out. Amazing dash cam video shot from police dash cam. That's a lightning strike. Look at the power of that lightning bolt striking the road, actually a bridge, as this police cruiser is just feet away. By the way, this happened in Goshen, Mississippi. The trooper circled back around and found singed concrete where that strike happened.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Hi, I'm Cassie DePaiva. A couple of years ago, I introduced the No-No hair removal system to millions of television viewers. I talked about how much this ingenious invention solved all my unwanted hair problems and how much I love it. And you know, I'm not the only one. Beauty editors love it. And millions of satisfied customers around the world love No-No too. No-No stands for no hair, no pain. And unlike some of those other home devices, you can use No-No all over your body, including your face.
It gets rid of your facial hair. It gets rid of hair on your arms, your legs. I cannot say enough positive things about the No-No.
After just a few short weeks, the hair just stopped coming back.
No-No was developed by Radiancy, a global leader in professional light, heat, energy-based devices used by doctors, medical spas, and estheticians.
What sets No-No apart from professional laser or light-assisted hair removal is that it can be used on all skin colors safely.
I've done bleaching, buffing, I've even shaved it, but the No-No's really been a miracle for me.
I always hated the hair on my chest, and I did try to wax it by myself one time at home, and the pain was unbearable. And with the No-No hair, it's painless, and the hair's gone for weeks.
Now it's time to see the results for yourself. That's why my friends at Radiancy are willing to let you try No-No risk-free for not 30 days, but listen to this, for 60 days. If you use No-No for 60 days and you're not 100% satisfied, then we'll refund your purchase price, refund your shipping and handling, and even pay the return postage. So here's your chance to try No-No risk-free.
Call 1-800-250-9135 for your risk-free 60-day trial or go to nonopro.com. That's 1-800-250-9135. 1-800-250-9135. Act now.
All of you have been selected not only for your abilities as golfers,
good shot,
but for your abilities as athletes.
Go! Run!
Altered Course is
epic.
Yes!
It's intense.
I've never played golf like that.
Now with the Xfinity TV Go app, you can watch live TV anytime. It's never been easier with so many networks all in one place. Get live TV whenever you want. The Xfinity TV Go app, now with live TV on the go. Enjoy over Wi-Fi or on Verizon Wireless 4G LTE. Plus, enjoy special savings when you purchase any new Verizon Wireless smartphone or tablet from Comcast. Visit Comcast.com/wireless to learn more.
Still suffering from toe fungus?
And athlete's foot.
Then you need FungiNail Toe and Foot. Its moisture block technology locks in the medicine and keeps moisture out, so it won't sweat off.
Ah.
Nail it with FungiNail.
This is Pet Action Plus. Finally, a new flea and tick product that provides the same active ingredients as Frontline Plus, but sells for a fraction of the cost. Take action with Pet Action Plus.
Tomorrow morning, the flood threat on the East Coast, where it could lead to more trouble, plus record June chill coming to an end. It's all on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, this afternoon, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The Southern Plains finally starting to dry out this week after a month of catastrophic rains and flooding. In Texas, the search for 6 missing people continues. More than a week after the Blanco River flooded the town of Wimberley. Now, on Monday, 2 more victims were identified. In all, 31 people are dead due to the storms in Texas and Oklahoma. 4 people are missing from Mayes County, and crews are searching for 2 more in neighboring Blanco County. Oh, we're so happy to say that no more rain is falling right now across the South Central Plains. Take a look now. Talk about the wettest time ever. We have detailed the wettest May, and the old record goes back to the 1800s in the Austin, Texas area. And look at this, Wichita Falls. This year, May, we had 17 inches. The old record was about 13 inches, but on average, only a little more than 3.5. And look at this, Corpus Christi, back in the early 40s, we got over 10 inches of rain. But again, May of this year, 14.34 inches. The overall upper air pattern was really the driving force and conducive to the heavy rain in the middle of the country. We had this broad trough over the west and a big ridge of high pressure over the east. So that meant the middle of the country was the brunt of the heavier rain. Look at this, where you see the bright pink and the white. That's where we had some 2 feet of rain reported right across the Red River. And forget about the wettest May on record. What about the wettest month of all time now in Oklahoma City? The wettest month ever was this May, 19.48 inches. And it was June back in 1989 that we had the wettest month on record in the Oklahoma City area. Fort Smith, Arkansas, the same story for you, and the same record set in Wichita Falls and Childress, Texas as well. So again, very heavy rain, but look at the forecast today. No rain in the offing, just plenty of sunshine from Dallas to San Angelo, even down to the Houston area. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s as we go through the rest of the week. And look at this, even on Thursday into Friday, we'll be flirting with maybe 90 degrees in the Dallas area. But the other main side of the weather story is that no rain is in the forecast right on through the end of the week. So that is the best news of all as we continue to dry out. Back to you, Paul.
Well, we're also keeping a close eye on what's going on across the eastern Pacific and the tropics here. We have a hurricane and a tropical storm. And Andres, right now, a 90-mile-per-hour hurricane. It was up to Category 3 for a while. Now it's Category 1. And then we have 70-mile-per-hour tropical storm Blanca. And again, by the way, this is an El Nino year, which is a forecast, it's kind of impact on the forecast here across the tropics in terms of keeping the Atlantic below average, but keeping the Eastern Pacific above average. So if you are vacationing, you have plans, don't cancel them, but definitely pay for the travel insurance just in case, because again, you have a higher chance of seeing something form. And this is our second storm in what, about say 4 or 5 days here in the Eastern Pacific. This is Blanca, and it continues to be a very healthy and growing and strengthening system. Right now it is stationary, and that's a concern because it will help it really start to gather strength and speed and potentially become our first major, definitely will become our first major hurricane, first Category 4 hurricane in terms terms of the forecast holding again. The forecast is for this by Friday to become a 140-mile-per-hour hurricane, and then it will start to weaken, but it continues to bring it towards the Baja of California. Were impacted last fall when they had a hurricane impact the area. But again, it's forecast to weaken somewhat, but it's like taking your foot off the gas. So hitting the brakes, you're going to coast down into that area. Again, plenty of warm water to feed on right now, and all the models kind of take it towards the Baja, and that moisture as well will start being fed into the southwest, maybe even into Texas as we head towards the weekend next week, and some of the moisture from Andres going into Blanca.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust with stain and sealer in one and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
It's a beautiful day to use Thompson's Water Seal.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
Jackie's heart attack didn't come with a warning. Today, her doctor has her on a Bayer aspirin regimen to help reduce the risk of another one. If you've had a heart attack, be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Why do we insist on 100% Alaskan whitefish? Why do we always hand dip in our famous batter, cook it to golden perfection, and serve it with fries for just $1.99? Because at Long John Silver's, we think you deserve more for $1.99.
And we took the kids to have our family picture taken with Santa Claus, and I was bigger than Santa.
There are very few pictures because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to face it.
That was then. This is now.
I've lost 40.5 pounds on Nutrisystem.
I'm Michelle, and I lost 41 pounds.
Lose weight fast with Nutrisystem's Fast 5 Plus kit.
I looked and thought, I can do this. It's working.
Lose 5 pounds in your first week, plus 1 inch off your waist, or your money back guaranteed.
And when I looked down at that scale and I realized how much I had lost, I was through the roof.
Order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan and get 28 days of great tasting meals. That's 4 weeks of delicious food, perfectly portioned, ready in minutes, and delivered right to your door.
They cook better than I do, so it's a win-win for me.
I can get dessert, I get cookies and cake, and I lost weight.
That's why it's America's #1 home delivery diet. Nutrisystem. Millions of people have lost weight with it. You can too.
Well, I wear jeans that I probably couldn't have even fit in high school.
I've lost 41 pounds. He's lost 32 pounds. So together, what is it? 73, right?
Call or click right now and order your 28-day Nutrisystem plan, including Fast 5 Plus. Get 1 week of specially selected meals, plus 1 week of energizing shakes to rev your metabolism free, and 1 week of Craving Crusher shakes to crush those cravings free. Plus, call now and your shipping is free. Act fast and get the all-new NutriCurb free. Introducing NutriCurb, a great way to control your appetite while you lose weight. NutriCurb works with your body's own appetite control mechanism to delay hunger signals to your brain. So, instead of just feeling full, with NutriCurb, you feel less hungry in the first place.
I tell everybody it's Nutrisystem, and it's easy, and you can do it.
That's right. Call within the next 5 minutes and get free energizing shakes, free Craving Crusher shakes, free shipping, and a free supply of NutriCurb to control your hunger.
Call now, 877-939-THIN, and lose your first 5 pounds fast.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 84 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
on the East Coast where it could lead to more trouble, plus record June chill coming to an end. It's all on Wake Up with Al on AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Well, we started the week and the month out with rain just drenching the Northeast. Heavy downpours in New Jersey left streets flooded, including Newark, where fish were literally swimming down the street after a nearby lake overflowed its banks. Now, in the Ocean City area, flash flooding even compromising a bridge along Route 519. Hello, and thanks for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Paul Goodlow. I want to update you on the situation across the Northeast because more rain is moving in there. More thunderstorms as well as the mid-Atlantic region as well. Right now, take a live look from the Virginia Beach area. You can see rain on the lens of the camera. Not the ideal beach day. We're seeing quite a bit of rain, even some thunderstorms out there. And yeah, there's some lightning out there, but the persistent rain has caused concerns. There is now a flash flood warning in effect for Virginia Beach and the city of Virginia Beach as well. As you can see, everywhere you look, it is gray, it is damp, it is rainy and cool as well. Temperatures a lot colder right now than they were at this time yesterday. So again, there's our flash flood warning going on, meaning we have ongoing flooding in this area. It's not like it's going to, it is already occurring, and it perhaps will occur in many more areas as well. And we know we're not immune to flooding. Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Newport News, we often flood depending on when storms go by, depending on the position of that wind pushing some of the sound flooding in there, the bay flooding in there, but we still have just plain old flooding because of the heavy rain which is dumping in the area right now, plenty of lightning as well. Now, the region as a whole, from the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, New England, in some type of slight to moderate drought. But the rain we're seeing now, the rain we saw yesterday, the rain we saw on Sunday, and the rain we'll see today and tomorrow, definitely adding in here some areas a ½ inch to 1 to even 2 inches of rain. That will and already has put a dent in some of the drought conditions. Pretty amazing numbers here. And the pattern continues to bring this moisture up from the Gulf of Mexico and even the Gulf Stream here in the Atlantic, and it pushes up and over the colder air at the ground. If you're here in D.C. or Baltimore, you know it is far colder right now than it was yesterday, even the Northeast, New England. So again, that cold air can't hold as much moisture. You put the moisture on top of it, and you don't have as much severe weather, but you still have the rain coming down, and that's the setup. As a stationary front, it really doesn't move, so that's the focal point. North of it, more of that constant rain. South of it, more scattered rain showers, some heavier downpours of rain as well, with some convection as well, some thunderstorm activity. This continues tomorrow into Thursday as well, and overall all this will add up to perhaps maybe 1, 2, even 3 or 4 inches of rain, especially here as you head across parts of eastern North Carolina, eastern Virginia, Virginia Beach. Many areas there could see perhaps 2 or 3 or even 5 inches of rain. Vivian?
Well, in Arkansas, Jefferson County residents are bracing for more high water as the Arkansas River continues to rise. It was sitting just shy of 46 feet this morning, and that is a major flood stage. Hillary Hunt from KARK talks to homeowners who chose to just ride it out.
It's the worst I've ever seen it.
Homeowners anchoring their boats by cement blocks is how the Island Harbor Estates residents are parking their new means of transportation.
We got to have some high ground somewhere because we don't have any high ground out here in the harbor, in the addition.
Karen Lilly and Kenneth Reed are just 2 of the many people here riding out the high floodwaters in their Jefferson County homes. The waters have been steadily rising for more than a week, cutting off roadways and nearly covering every street sign.
It's never been this high. Never. It's getting pretty scary.
Sunday night, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office said this week it will consider emergency evacuations. Until then, many tell us they won't leave until they feel it's absolutely necessary.
I live upstairs, and if it gets them upstairs, they'll be in the courthouse.
The Office of Emergency Management has gone around and advised all homeowners to voluntarily evacuate. Those who have decided to stay are still in awe of just how much water continues to fill their neighborhood.
I mean, I've been here in Arkansas for 33 and a half years. I've never seen it this high.
So until the water goes down, the boats will continue to run unless these homeowners are forced out.
All right, rivers still running high over the southern plains and parts of the southeast, but today we kind of shift our attention to the stronger storms and the heavier downpours over the northern plains as we dry out over the southern plains. So that is good news. Here's a look at our latest satellite imagery, which basically shows those colder and higher cloud tops. They are being indicated by the more vivid colors, and you can see that those clouds are starting to wane a little bit, but that is only temporary because we think later today those clouds will really start to blossom again, and we're talking about some strong and even severe storms breaking out across the Dakotas, down into Nebraska, and even over the front range of the northern central Rockies. The eastern parts of North Dakota, a 30% chance of tornadoes today, and even over the eastern parts of South Dakota, down into north central Nebraska. So if you live in these areas, heads up for you, those storms could really turn violent later on. But we will be here and we will let you know immediately, certainly if a watch is issued for you, but a warning, yeah, we will be the first to let you know. A lot of the energy from this system coming out of the Pacific Northwest, heating up with some of the low-level moisture that's in place over the northern plains. And even tomorrow, some of the same regions that we're watching today, we will be focusing our attention again tomorrow, like Nebraska, back into northeastern Colorado, even as far south as the northern parts here of Kansas, and kind of spreading over into west central Iowa as well. And even Thursday, this is the area that we will focus our attention, right in the area shaded in red. So heads up for you. We're giving you at least a 2-day advance warning in the central plains on Thursday. So the Torcon values today, there's a 30% chance with a Torcon value of 3 in the eastern parts of North Dakota. Tomorrow, that means a 40% chance of tornadic activity in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and all areas, say within a 50-mile radius. On Thursday, well, actually Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be watching you, Denver, for tornadic activity, the possibility. So, you know, we'll be busy over the next several days, but that's what we do, and we'll definitely keep you informed. Back to you, Paul.
All right, thanks, Viv. And speaking of severe weather, if you're following us and watch us regularly, you know that we had pretty much a lull in activity for much of the beginning of this year until we went to the month of May. Again, we were below average in terms of severe reports, and people were saying we're good for that. We don't need that, including tornadoes, until we head towards last month here. The entire month on average, if you go back 20 years, the average is 277 tornadoes for the month. Last month, 343, so a 24% increase over average. And again, we were below average for the entire year up into last month. Again, year to date, an average is 607 because of the big surge we had last month. Has brought us to 550 tornadoes so far this year, and it's still below average, but now only by 9%. We're running for some months about 30–40% below average, so we really made up, unfortunately, for a lot of tornadoes in the month of May. Now, as we head towards the month of June, the traditional areas we'll see in, say, April, even March, parts of Dixie Alley and the traditional Tornado Alley, we start pushing that focus for June tornadoes a little farther north. The Central Plains, the Northern Plains, the Upper Midwest, better areas to see a statistically better chance of seeing tornadoes in that month of June. And again, our jet stream is retreating farther north. That's helping to give more energy, shear, and spin to some of these thunderstorms, producing those tornadoes. So on average, June, we see 219 tornadoes in that month. Last year, below average as well, 130. The record most active June, 1992. We saw nearly 400 tornadoes in that month alone. And in terms of the most intense outbreaks, you even go back just 5 years ago, June 17th of 2010, we had one outbreak that produced 74 tornadoes. Well, it's much more on this week coming up right after your local on the 8th in your 7-day planner.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain Here's our 7-day outlook.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better.
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Let's do this. Let's build a dining room with no walls. Let's put it all together, then let's get together. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere with 12-pack annuals, just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Started my Camry. Remembered the choices I'd made. To be bold where others are scared. To show her right from wrong. And realized my little girl had become an amazing human being. Who will make choices of her own. Toyota. Let's go places.
There's a big difference between retirement and a secure retirement. Well, you may be standing right in front of the difference between uncertainty and knowing that everything's going to be all right. It's your home. Turning your home's equity into tax-free cash when you need it is a simple way to eliminate your existing monthly mortgage payments, pay off debt, and get you and your family the financial resources you need. It's a loan that your home pays back instead of you making monthly payments, the way you do with a traditional mortgage. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage. Now, we all love our homes. Why not just stay there using a reverse mortgage with AAG? It could be the perfect solution. Call us today to receive a free information pack with no obligation that contains a helpful 3-part guide and DVD. You'll receive a guide to reverse mortgages and how they work, including the many consumer safeguards that protect you and your home. Also, our important all-new reverse mortgage retirement planner that explains the many ways a reverse mortgage could provide stability and security for your retirement. We then add a guide filled with information for children and loved ones. It's got what you need to know about reverse mortgages and how they can play a vital role in your retirement plans.
Call 1-800-816-8185 to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-816-8185. That's 1-800-816-8185.
Real retirement security makes all the difference. Find out more about what a reverse mortgage can do for you.
Call 1-800-816-8185 to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-816-8185. That's 1-800-816-8185.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
I'm here with Weather Channel survival expert Creek Stewart to talk about something that's real important. A lot of people, when they go camping, Creek, they don't realize how much water they take in, fresh water. And you can't just go drink it out of the river.
That's right, man. You know, water is a critical survival priority for sure, you know, and you got to be really careful what water you drink.
But it's so heavy, you don't carry it in with you usually.
That's right. You know, in the first episode of Fat Guys in the Woods, we actually funneled water using our shelter canopy, and it saved us in the desert. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And I thought I would show you today a really quick tip on how someone could do that in an average survival scenario.
I see you there with an umbrella, which is something I don't normally bring camping, but this would be good in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a lot of people think of umbrellas as something to shed rainwater, but in this case, we're actually going to use it to collect it. It's all about surface area. We're going to open this up. We're going to put it right on top of a bucket, and we're going to poke holes in the bottom of it. Believe it or not, an average umbrella this size can collect up to 3 gallons of rainwater per 1 inch of rain. And that is 100% drinkable. You can literally drink it
right out of the
bucket. And that's how simple it is.
The only thing we need really is Mother Nature to cooperate.
That's right. And with the weather we've had lately, I think we're good.
Almost on a daily basis. Thanks, great tip.
Hey, it is camping like you have never seen before. Sam Champion and Jim Cantore head into the woods this week with the help of Creek Stewart. You won't want to miss it. It all begins Friday morning on AMHQ at 7 a.m.
All right, let's check on the next 7 days of weather and see what we can expect, because tomorrow we're focusing our attention right here in the middle of the country. Not so much Texas and Oklahoma, so that is the good news, but a little farther north into northern Kansas, parts of Nebraska, even over to the Front Range of the Central Rockies. We'll be watching this area closely. Much of the same region we're watching today, as a matter of fact, a little bit farther north too. And we're watching also scattered showers and thunderstorms over the mid-Atlantic, parts of the southeast tomorrow. Thursday, some of that moisture will creep northward. We'll be watching you, Philadelphia, into Newark, New Jersey. New York City, you're right on the cusp there. And then we'll find the scattered showers and storms redeveloping, we think, over the Dakotas on Thursday. Friday, most of the energy and moisture from this system will slide over into the Great Lakes area, the upper Mississippi River Valley, and still watching the immediate northeast coast and the mid-Atlantic. Maybe a break over northern Georgia on Friday, but then Saturday we're back into the chances of rain here in the Atlanta area, starting off the weekend. And again, much of the same over the mid-Atlantic, points north, and then we'll be focusing our attention again on another little system coming into the western high plains. Here we go with Sunday again. Most of that moisture will move east of the Great Lakes into the Ohio Valley. Sunday, the better day for you, though, this weekend, if you're over the northeast, from Boston to New York City down to Philadelphia, and just some scattered showers and thunderstorms across parts of the Intermountain West on Sunday afternoon. Back to you, Paul.
Hey, we're still tracking some thunderstorms right now, which have started to go strong and severe. Not to mention some heavy rain around Virginia Beach. Flash flood warning for you. But also, let's first zoom in here to areas of the upstate of South and North Carolina here. The Asheville, North Carolina area under a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like the warning has just expired literally over the last, say, 10 minutes or so. And so lightning there. Also lightning with this thunderstorm as it kind of drifts across the southern and southeastern corner of Charlotte. Cabarrus, Mecklenburg, and Union counties under severe thunderstorm warnings until 3:15 local time. We're also watching a lot of moisture here across the Gulf of Mexico kind of slowly drift into the west coast of Florida, while the east coast has a sea breeze kicking off some thunderstorms there as well. But we want to head to northern parts of Florida, southern Georgia, where we have a couple of cells which have gone severe as well for Charlton and Ware counties here in Georgia. Ton of lightning with this. This warning goes until 3:15, not showing a lot of signs of weakening, so that warning could be extended as well. And then just south of here, across the border into Florida here, Baker and Columbia County under a severe thunderstorm warning until 3 o'clock as well. Plenty of lightning. It was these cells as well. And again, the air mass is very tropical, so you have the potential of seeing flood concerns here. The rainfall rate, 1.34 inches per hour. And again, this storm is not moving at all.
What's with the sash?
Oh, I'm a blast scout.
What are all these for?
Yeah, they're all for different things. This one's for eating a blast.
Oh, cool.
This one's for getting someone to buy me a blast.
What's that one for?
That one's covering up a hole.
Tons of surprising Master Blast flavor combos you're sure to love. This is how you Sonic.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Where you get your weather
matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When I'm out in the hot sun, I know how to hydrate on the inside. But what about my skin?
Coppertone Sports Sunscreen puts a breathable layer on your skin to help keep it hydrated by holding in natural moisture while providing protection from harmful UV rays.
Game on.
Coppertone Sport.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
What are you doing?
I'm having a small snack.
What?
Have you tried this mayonnaise? It's great.
Gross.
Don't live with ants. Get Raid Ant and Roach Spray.
Raid?
And take back your home. Raid kills bugs dead.
SC Johnson, a family company.
In the summertime, when the weather is fine, you can stretch right up into the sky. When it's vacation time, you got MSC Cruises on your mind. Have a drink, relax, you're gonna have a good time. Sail along with us at MSC, see your fabulous show and be happy.
Cruise the world with MSC Cruises. Call your travel agent or visit msccruises.com.
Guess what, Jupiter? We've made some big changes at your local Walmart on West Indiantown Road. The construction zone has been cleared. We expanded and remodeled the store. Your Walmart is now a brand new supercenter with so much more. Find a full variety of high-quality, delicious farm-fresh produce. And shop our selection of premium USDA choice beef, all 100% guaranteed or your money back. So fill up your basket with Walmart's everyday low prices. Come see for yourself at 2144 West Indiantown Road in Jupiter.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're still tracking severe weather here across areas of the Mid-Atlantic, the Southeast, and Florida as well. And we want to zoom in first to Norfolk, Virginia. You're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but you're under a flash flood warning, meaning flooding is ongoing right now for Virginia Beach. But also want to put on the lightning here. And there is just a wall of lightning headed this way as well. We can actually query this in number of strikes. 256, I believe, is the last 15 minutes that goes. But it's not just there, but all across areas of eastern Virginia, far eastern, northeastern areas of North Carolina. So this is a wall of lightning, not to mention a wall of water coming down as well. And you know how easily, if you're from this area, you can flood in Virginia Beach, in Norfolk, and even in Newport News as well. Keep a close eye on this developing situation. But now let's get your complete tropical update and head to Viv.
All right, thanks, Paul. Well, let's start with the Eastern Pacific because we have two systems to tell you about, Hurricane Andres and Tropical Storm Blanca. Let's show you the latest on Hurricane Andres because it has weakened quite considerably from this time yesterday. Now with winds of 90 miles per hour, the pressure is still 976 millibars. It's moving to the northwest. So it is moving away, of course, from Mexico. But eventually it could turn back to the east, but we think it will eventually just totally fizzle out as it has moved over cooler waters. And some of the moisture from this system actually will be pulled into Blanco. And speaking of Tropical Storm Blanca, there you see winds of 70 miles per hour. Again, it's a little stronger than it was yesterday, but talk about its strength because it is expected to really blossom over the next 48 hours. In fact, over the next 3 days or so, that's when it will be its strongest, as we're expecting a bona fide hurricane, a Category 4 with winds of 140 miles per hour by Friday morning. So we're watching Blanca very, very closely. But notice as it moves off in this general direction, and all of the computer models actually are in agreement that it will move in this direction, and it's over very warm waters. The pink shading here indicating temperatures in the upper 80s, so sea surface temperatures are very warm, and it'll stay in the warm waters for the most part all the way to Cabo San Lucas, the southern part of Baja California. You can see some of the waters are a little cooler, but right out in here is where we have a lot of available moisture in the atmosphere. So from Hurricane Andres to Tropical Storm Blanca, we do think that some of the available moisture from Andres will be pulled into Blanca, and then as Blanca moves up into the southwestern U.S., there is a possibility that we can get some beneficial rains. Now, hopefully we can get some rains in Southern California and not so much here in Texas because we really don't need more rain in Texas, so we'll keep our fingers crossed about that. Otherwise, the Atlantic, it is pretty quiet. Of course, it is the start of the hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin, but all's tranquil right now for the tropics in the Atlantic. Meanwhile, no one wants to think about what can happen when a Category 5 hurricane hits, but it's better to be prepared. That is exactly what researchers are doing with one-of-a-kind hurricane simulator. Reporter David Hodges gives us an inside look at a simulator called Sustain.
It's a fitting name for the ultimate goal. Use this hurricane simulator and learn how to withstand a Category 5 hurricane.
So we can have more resilient communities here in South Florida and the rest of the world's coastlines.
Dr. Brian House is director of the new tank at the University of Miami. He says Sustain is the first tank that can simulate a Cat 5 hurricane. With 1,400 horsepower fans, it generates winds more than 150 miles per hour. House says don't even think about stepping inside then.
No, there's no way you could be able, you would be certainly blown through the back of the system.
And that makes it just like a real hurricane. He says it will give them better data about what type of structures stand up to these high winds and how pollutants like oil spread across the ocean during a storm.
So that if there's another spill event, the resources can be targeted in the best way to handle that.
The tank is made of acrylic. It's completely see-through from all sides. House is hoping it will also give his team a glimpse of how to handle future storms.
We need to learn how to build better, or else we're not going to be able to continue to thrive here in South Florida.
We're talking about more rain across the Northeast next on Weatherstone Live. But first, you got to check this out. Intense rainfall turned this stairwell into a waterfall in Brooklyn on Sunday. This was at Mount Prospect Park, just to the east. On Sunday, flash flood closed roads, including the Long Island Expressway.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, overcast. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 73. Wednesday, scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 60%. Here's our 7-day outlook.